In a world where practical skills are becoming just as valuable as academic degree skills, acquisition centers has emerged as a critical platform for empowering individuals and transforming communities. It is on this note that I welcome you on the program Feedback on NTA Parliament. And today's episode, we shall explore how skills acquisition practice and centers shaping the future of education, where people can gain the tools they need to strive in an ever-changing world. And to do justice to this topic is Honorable Alexander Mascot Ekwechi. He is the member representing Aba North and Aba South Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber. These and more after the break, and my name is Joy.
My name is Engineer Satomi Ahmed. I represent Nigeria starting from Jere Federal Constituency of Borno State. I urge you to watch the program Feedback on NTA Parliament.
We begin the program with a feature on skills acquisition centers and how they play a key role in bridging the gap between education and the job market. Let's watch this. In a world where the traditional education pathway often falls short, skill acquisition centers are offering a new way forward. These centers are empowering individuals with practical skills that not only build career but also transform lives. Skill acquisition centers bridge the gap between academic education and the workforce. The need for skilled workers can never be more urgent. Traditional education systems sometimes don't focus on practical skills, which is where skills acquisition centers come into play. We'll beckon for a break. Welcome back. Beyond the training, these centers provide a sense of community and confidence in helping individuals build not only technical skills, but also essential skills like teamwork, communication, and problem solving. And the program Feedback is designed to seek people's views and opinions on the streets. Let's meet the people on the streets and share in their thoughts.
Well, I think that's what the country needs right now, considering there are no jobs anywhere. So if you get the skill, you can be self-employed. There are a lot of persons surviving by what the skill they have. Personally, I am one of those. So it's not what you studied in school that you make a living out of. So I think it's important there are skill acquisition centers. Even while you are in school, I think it's important you have one or two skills to support yourself. So if academics doesn't work theoretically, then what you learned will work.
Those are the things we need in the country right now because of the hardship. You know, the thing there is not the skills, but after the skills, you need funds. You need people who can guide you. If they can even get people that will be counseling after the support and everything, then they'll counsel you, they'll teach you how to follow up the job. It's not acquiring the skills, but after there, what next?
For me, it is proper because, you know, in society now, it's not all about school, certificates. Creativity are also one of the basic things that a youth should learn. Like for me, as you can see me now, I don't depend on my certificate. So I'm just doing it. I learned a handwork, which is graphic design with signage. So I don't think like maybe I want to depend on anybody. Yes, sir. I'm doing this by my own self. I have passion for it. You know, passion is another thing that someone needs to have when learning a skill. It's not all about the skills or learning a trade. Do you have passion for it? That's the major thing. So if the government will like empower youth or make a room for that, I think it's very good.
Okay. For me, it is a good one. If really those that are at the grassroots that are targeted can get access to it, it will really go a long way to help our people. But in a situation where those in power still do it to still empower themselves, then we're in the computer age. So if they can train the youth on ITC, it will really go a long way.
If you must reduce crime, then you must engage the perpetrator, and mostly the perpetrator of crime in our country are the young ones. They are the most vulnerable. They are volatile. They lack direction. So if there is a bill in this regard, it's a welcome development that young people should be engaged in various skills so that we can harness them, we can take them off the street and be gainfully engaged and later transform into better people in the society. Because without skill acquisition, even the government, the country cannot have the gross domestic output we are expecting. So everybody must take something home, everybody must smile to the bank so that the society in Nigeria can be better off.
For many, these centers are a pathway to independence and financial freedom. They are not just learning hubs, they are community builders that offer a chance to break circle of poverty, especially in the undeserved areas. Up next is a synergy between education and industry to ensure that the skills learned are aligned with the needs of the market. Let's meet the man who proposed this bill in the Green Chamber. Alex Ifeanyi Mascot Ekweche was born on the 10th of October 1980. He is from Bende, local government area of Abia State. He attended Constitutional Christian Primary School and Hope Widell Training Institution for his primary and secondary education, respectively. He graduated with a degree in business management from the University of Calabar. He was one-time chairman of Aba North local government area in Abia State. He is married with children.
I have always been someone that would, bring people together and try to foster some type of union that will help us to always have our demands met. It's a strategy that I had adopted even as a primary school student in the Constitution Christian Primary School. I'd always been a class prefect, class monitor back in the days, you remember. And then in the secondary school, same thing. But how I actually joined politics, I have a cousin of mine. First of all, my father's younger brother was a military administrator from 1985 to 1989. And had always been a community leader as a young man. And in 1999, Orji Kalu became governor of Abia State. And I would organize youths and organize my friends for rallies and all whatnot. And somehow I managed to wangle myself into the political space. I served as a local government chairman in 2005. I was very young. I think I was the youngest in the country. I served as a TC deputy chairman in 2005. And then I ran for election in 2007 as an executive chairman under the platform of the PPA. I served for 2 years and I left in 2010.
Skill acquisition centers bridge the gap between academic education and the workforce. It provides a hand-on training that equips students with the tool to strive in their chosen career. It's not just about learning a skill, it's about creating opportunities.
We've pushed a motion that a skills acquisition center should be built in Aba, which is, of course, a cosmopolitan constituency where I come from. And Aba is also known for its dexterity. So we've pushed a bill that, a proper skills acquisition school should be built in Aba, where people can just come and learn one thing or the other and get certification for that skill. The regular tertiary or the regular traditional forms of learning is becoming antiquated and obsolete. Some people have the brains to make things, and some people have the brains to do calculations and mathematics and speak plenty grammar. We are all created in divergent ways. So we are pushing that will be done. We are also working on a bunch of different bills and motions on the mining sector, on the oil sector, on the finance sector, on the production sector. So the motions have moved, the bills have pushed. I pray that it finds the light of day because they are very good bills. Even right now, I'm working on another one for these same skills acquisition centers to be built in every state in the country by Douala, a German company. Okay? And if it's built, Abia will have 3 because of Aba. Onitsha will have 3, Lagos will have 3, and Kano will have 3. But all the rest, all the other states will have 1. Because these are commercial hubs. This one is just being prepared. It will help the economy. What we need to do is to get our people back to work. I don't just come to move motions and bills for Nigerians to see me and say, hey, let's clap for him. I rather would want to do those ones that will help to impact on the nation.
The power of skill acquisition is transforming lives, creating businesses, and providing financial independence. From carpentry to computer programming, tailoring, culinary skills, skills acquisition centers have benefits.
We've done quite a lot. All our projects are out there, for people to see. When I first got in, of course, I began to align myself with the people, and immediately I made friends with a lot of people, and they were really interested in helping me. The speaker, the chairman of appropriation, have been able to procure 15 transformers in less than a year, which I distributed to my constituents in different zones. Aba is a cosmopolitan constituency. For the first time in the history of the constituency, in the history of Abia State, basically, that in the first year, a member has procured or acquired 15 transformers in one, a slot to distribute to people that are welders, the people that are saloon owners, barber shop owners, in small-scale industry owners, shoemakers, bag makers, tailors. So welders, plumbers, we have been able to a certain degree, stabilize the power grid within Aba, especially with the geometrics that was just recently launched. We are doing so well in terms of electricity. We've distributed over 1,500 street lights, trying to curb the insecurity situation that usually becomes quite pervasive during the dark hours of the day. Also, rebuild a bunch of schools that have been abandoned for years, for more than 2-3 decades. What we usually do now is when we pick a school, we'll just renovate the entire school.
The impact goes beyond personal growth. Skill acquisition centers are reinvesting in the communities, providing essential services and boosting local economy with their newfound skills.
If our factories are open and working, I remember in the 80s, our factories were working. The dollar was low. Dollar rate was low. But inflationary rate has caused our naira to truly depreciate. And the dollar is, on the all-time high. So how do we begin to solve these problems? Identify the problems and clinically address them. But when we come up with cosmetic reforms that will make us look good while the problems persist, it puts us in a very precarious situation. But I must commend the President's economic team for certain policies that has been put in place. The removal of subsidy is one of those reforms that will help this country to find its balance once again. And that's a very beautiful thing. However, short-term measures have to be made available to help to cushion the effect of that removal. Also, the Southeast Development Commission and Southwest Development Commission will also help to begin to centralize development, okay, within those regions. And also, the autonomy of the local government system, which is a very big problem that has affected really truncated development trickling down to the grassroots. There are 3 tiers of government. Okay? Now, you have the federal, you have the state, and then you have the local government. It is only right that the local government is given full autonomy for it to run, very seamlessly. That is, the local government, I've served as a local government chairman, like I mentioned to you. I wanted to propound my own vision. I had ideas that could have helped my local government to prosper. And most of those ideas centered around building little industries that can provide jobs and also generate revenue for the local government, which will in turn be utilized in development of the infrastructure of the local government. But somebody somewhere was sitting somewhere and controlling the resources, and I was meant to just sit down and take the heat.
The lawmaker representing Aba North and Aba South Federal Constituency, Alex Mascot Okwechi, had a saga with the cab driver named Stephen Abuwasheyi.
Well, you know that the incident that took place is being handled by the competent court of jurisdiction. So I can't really talk about it, but all I can tell you is that I have never been so provoked. I'm not a violent person. I mean, I've fought as a child in primary, secondary school, but I don't think I've ever, engaged or got myself involved in anything of such for over 30-something years. But when the sanctity of your home is being desecrated, especially when your children and your family are involved, you will always do your best to protect. It's an unfortunate incident, but it's a thing of the past now. The young man is my friend. It's like a younger brother to me now, and I'm very happy that we met. And also what has happened has also made Nigerians to know me a little bit more. So it's just that negativity is what sells. Because all the philanthropy, all the beautiful things we've been doing, all the scholarships we've been giving, nobody has been seeing it, but I'm sure people are seeing it now. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I just want to appreciate, Nigerians for the level of consciousness that was exhibited when it happened. And I'm also very happy with the young man, Sheyi Abuja, for being sincere enough to avoid those people that wanted to use him as a cash cow. Yes. And doing the right thing, knowing that he actually didn't do it right. He actually wronged me. And, going to apologize, to say, I wronged this honorable, I provoked him, I pushed him to the wall, and he responded as a big brother. So I hold, our God tells us to forgive so that we can be forgiven. So why not? I have forgiven him, and I believe he has also forgiven me. I have forgiven the Nigerians that said I'm a bad person, that they should call me and kill me and deal with me, and that I've killed somebody. And I believe they have also forgiven me. So I am courageous enough very courageous enough to come out and say that I regret my actions. It wasn't indicative of who I am. And what you saw in that video, it's not a reflection of who I am, because I know that I acted out of character. I'm just a jolly good fellow that likes to make people laugh. But nevertheless, it's in the past, and I just want to let that chapter of my life go behind me so that I can move on.
Whether you're interested in technology, craftsmanship, or art, there is a program tailored for you. The impact goes beyond personal growth.
Well, the final word for people watching is this. I have lived a life of penury. I have gone from losing my parents at the age of 11 to selling, to petty trading on the street, to not having food and not knowing when my next meal will come. I have gone from not having means of subsistence or survival, not knowing how I will make it through the next day. But I am here today. And what propelled my being here today is simply by the fact I built an attitude of resilience, of doggedness, that I will never quit type spirit, which has, carried me over the years. Nobody gave me any capital. Nobody empowered me. Nobody gave me any money and said, go and start this business. I only understood, or still understand, that the quickest way to become successful is by providing service. And when you provide service, you get an exchange for that service. My advice to young Nigerians is walk. Walk. Keep walking. Let nobody deceive you. A sandy hand will always guarantee an oily lips.
You heard it all from the legislator, whether you were just starting out, switching careers, or looking to refine skills. Skills acquisition centers offer a valuable opportunity. They are the gateway to a better, brighter and more secured future. For countless individuals, they are a catalyst for change and empowerment opportunities. With each new skills, you learn, a new door opens.
Hello, my name is Obed Paul Shehu, and I represent Kaltungo Shangon Federal Constituency, and that's in Gombe State. Happy to meet you, and I implore all our viewers to watch feedback on NTA Parliament on DSTV 370. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode, Enhance Your Skills or Explore a Career. Considering visiting a skills acquisition center, it could be the start of something life-changing. See you next week, and my name remains Joy.